How can I have a comment before I even start the show? So let us begin. First primary function of the white fedora is said that no information given on my show will be anything but true and correct. But you know that because you're there and I'm here, and you know I've never lied to you ever. So for the last several weeks, many people say, I'm going to come on, I'm going to prove that you're a liar, but they don't do it. And the reason is very simple, because I don't lie to my friends, my subscribers, my YouTube friends. I don't lie to anybody about much, if ever. And if I lie about something, it's to protect the the personal information about somebody that I already made an agreement to not divulge to anybody at any time ever. So if someone asks me a question about one of my personal friends, and I have already made an agreement with my friend or subscriber to not divulge that information, I just won't divulge it, and I might skirt around the issue, but I'm not going to break an agreement between myself and someone else. So if you want to consider something like that a lie, well, if you make an agreement with somebody, you need to keep the agreement. So let's, we already have a troll here. And let's talk about real flame. So if you tell him, Michael, now I'm not real convinced that the real flame isn't a troll. So what I need the real flame to do right now, before I talk about my new $50 Patreon member, what I really need the real flame to do is to post a link to his channel or her channel, and let's see who you are. So I want you to do that right now. Otherwise, you take up a lot of time from my live streams, and that's just not acceptable on my live streams. So what I'm going to talk about today is, as the title denotes, I forgot what the title is. I did 2 shows today. Okay. Fazio's scamming never ends. Never ends. Today it's a cement mixer. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. What's next? What's next? What's next? A $40,000 jet ski? Exclamation point. Well, I will tell you, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But we are well underway for donations for the cement mixer. I probably should have said what's next is I need a rebar bender with an auto cutter on it, because they got, how hard it is to get a rebar bender in the Philippines? Very difficult. I have been to Cebu last year. I went to both outlets for Japan's surplus. Both outlets said they had a rebar bender in. When I spoke with the same representative on the phone, they said we have one rebar bender in both places, but they didn't have it. Apparently they either sold it or it wasn't working and they wouldn't show it to me, but either way, they didn't have one. So after the cement mixer scandal, SCAMDEL, after the cement mixer scandal and the donations for the cement mixer, for a grand total, well, the mixer is $23,000, and that's only to bring it to Cebu. Then I have to get what is called a customs broker or a shipping broker, which usually they're the same thing, and then I have to get it shipped to my place here in Bohol. I don't know what that's going to cost. I didn't speak with the broker yet because they don't have it in Cebu. But I did confirm that there's supposed to be one of these units in Makati that I can look at. But I said, if I go there and look at it, can I buy it? And they said, no. I said, why not? He said, well, because we can't ship anything to the Philippines yet. So they're working on that. Now, the man I spoke with is in China. I am working on this project. Besides trying to get a computer, I would have gone to Makati to go to a computer store that supposedly has the Asus i9 because they can't ship. Well, they won't ship a certain way. It's really difficult. I know that you've heard a lot of stories about me scamming people for the computer and stuff like that. And none of it's true. So what they want to do, now I don't know that this is a real store or not. I mean, they have a website up, but they want me to give them my Philippines bank card and give them 189,000 pesos, and they'll ship it. And I said, no, that doesn't work. I'd rather have, because the way they ship it is with a courier service. And the courier service is not going to guarantee you that you get the computer. Say the man rolls up in front of the house. Let's just say he does. And I'm not here. And the somebody next door says, yeah, what can I help you? And they say, yeah, we have a package from Mr. Fazio. They'll give it to that guy, whoever that guy is. No ID. And there goes my computer, my 189,000 pesos. And there's no insurance for the shipping of the unit. So first of all, I don't even know if the company is a legit company. So second, the shipping agent will give it to a delivery service that won't ask for identification. And third, if it's broke, it has to go back to Manila, which could take months with the way things are being shipped now. That's one problem. The second problem is that anything but an Acer doesn't work for me here in Bohol. Anything but an Asus doesn't work for me here in Bohol because there is no Asus dealer or repair service in Bohol. There is no Hewlett-Packard or any other repair service here in Bohol, just store repair servicemen. However, for Asus, ASUS, there is a certified repair station in Bohol. That's the reason I want an Asus. The reason I want an Asus i9 is because I have videos that are hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes of my barge dragon working, barge dragon in Chesapeake Bay, barge dragon at Odin's Dock, barge dragon in Florida, barge dragon in Michigan, barge dragon in Port Austin, Michigan, barge dragon in Traverse City, Michigan. I have about 100 videos that are not loaded to YouTube of barge dragon, which, by the way, if you haven't figured out that I own Barge Dragon, the one that I'm operating the crane and putting pilings in and doing bulkhead work, if you haven't figured that out yet, your IQ is too low to follow the train of thought that if I had a barge that I said I bought on May 15th of 1988, and I sold it to a guy, I brought it from Traverse City to New York, then I used it for 11 years. Then I brought it from New York to Florida. And I have videos of all different places that it's been. And I'm the captain of the barge, self-propelled Barge Dragon. And then I bring it from New York to Miami, and then from Miami to Cat Island. If you haven't figured out that I owned Barge Dragon, well, you should have went to more school. So that the first scam for the cement mixer for $23,000. I'm going to have to add some money to that for shipping from Cebu to Bohol. I'm just going to, last time I had something shipped, I paid 45,000 pesos for a truck. But this is not as big of an item. But I might end up paying 30,000 pesos for the truck itself based on the weight and size of the item. I might not. I don't know. But I also have to pay the broker I don't know. I have no idea. I'll let you guys know how much you need to give because Christmas is the spirit of giving. Christmas is coming. And Jesus, come on over here for a minute. Come on over here. Jesus said, you know this. It's in red letters in the Bible. when you see red letters in the Bible, those are the words that Jesus supposedly spoke. Jesus said, "It is better for you to give to Michael Fazio than for him to give to you." This is written in stone. Thank you, Jesus. Welcome, Michael Fazio. Anything else? Not yet. Do I lie? No, you don't lie. See, Jesus knows. He would know. So the first thing we got to do is we have to get the 23,000 for the cement mixer, but which we're well underway. We have a small portion of that, but I also have pledges for portions of the actual cement mixer itself. When I say portions, I literally mean on the side of the cement mixer, self-propelled cement mixer. I'll show that to you in a minute. I'm going to put people's names. I'm going to have somebody come and pinstripe people's names for $100. You put your name on the side of the cement mixer, and then before I do a video of the work I do with the cement mixer, then what I'm going to do is I'll show the people your names on the side of the cement mixer. Don't worry about letting that happen. Now, I'm trying to find somebody that does gold leaf for those people who want their names to stand out. Right now, I don't know anybody in Tagbilaran that does gold leaf, but I do know a pinstripe, a woman that does pinstriping. She'll come for like 1,000 pesos and put your name professionally done. So for $100, you get your name on the side of the machine. For $10 a letter, if your name is less than 10 letters, then it's $10 a letter. And the gold pinstripe, the gold leaf lettering, I think that's going to be more, but we can work something out between us. Also want to thank, yesterday I mentioned Patreon, the day before I mentioned Patreon, and voila, lo and behold, which voila means nothing, but in American, voila means like magic. Lo and behold, I received another membership from my Patreon page at the $50 mark. Now, they still have to go through me as a firewall before I will allow them to snoop around for too long. I'll let them stay on for a few hours. Now it's like 10 hours. They have 4 more hours to get back to me. Otherwise, I will remove the person from my Patreon account. I requested, and it's my prerogative to request their phone number and their Skype. I want to talk to them. Not that there's anything on Patreon that would harm me in any way, but I don't want people copying my videos from Patreon and then putting them on their websites. That's basically theft. It's possible. People have done it before, so it's my prerogative to ask to talk to the people that want to subscribe from my Patreon page, and it's their option to either contact me with their information so I can talk to them directly or not. I don't care one way or the other. So that person has just under 4 hours to get back to me, and if I don't hear from them, I'll just block their account. So I normally don't go that long. However, I normally give them 4 hours, but it was before midnight last night, and I figured, well, maybe they're sleeping. They could be in the Philippines. Either way, Moon, you have 4 hours left to contact me with your personal details, and if you don't, I hope you enjoy what little you have seen, and I sent you a detailed letter in regards to that. So after moving back to the cement mixer, let me go to my comments. My friend Scott Delfego. We're going to stop talking now. We're going to see what the wordsmith has to say. Scott, all right, Real Flame, I asked you. All right, well, let's just shit can Real Flame. He's a troll. I asked you for your channel name, and I'll do it. I'll be the one. to give me anything. In fact, you just take up too much of my time. Reading your comments, I've responded to your comments intelligently. I asked you for your channel name, and apparently that's just not going to happen from you. So let me hide user on this channel. That works. Goodbye, Real Flame. 4 days of your bullshit is enough. Go Bobo Sister. Snug Harbor is in Staten Island. Okay. Wait, my channel name is right here. Where is it? I don't see it. Well, let's tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them one last crack at this, and then what I'm going to do is I'll just leave it permanent like that. Let's paste the Real Flame in here and see if he has any videos. There's about 10 different channels with that name. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Not that he's ever contributed anything to my live stream in any real way. No articles or backing up what I said is true. He's just really trolling me. I'm going to go to this particular one here. Real Flame. I don't see anything of any interest to me here on this channel. Anyway, good luck, Real Flame. So, Scott Del Fuego, I want a drink and something to eat, but not as much as a good scam, baby. Scott knows a good scam. In fact, Scott is very, very much in on this scandal, SCAMDEL. All scandals that take place. The best scandal is, remember that movie with the guy who played the pool shark? I forgot the name of the movie. Paul Newman, where the Sting. Remember that? They all worked together to form a giant sting operation. At the end, you didn't know what was going on. Well, that's what's going on here today, and we're going to continue this scandal right through the holidays. Because, like I said, Jesus, come on over. Come, what do you want, Mike? Jesus, what is the best time of the year to operate a scandal? Christmas. Why is that, Jesus? Because it is better to give to Michael Fazio than to Michael Fazio to give to you. And what do we need this year, Christmas? You need a cement mix of Michael Fazio. It's a order from Jesus. And what else? A rebar bender. And, a jet ski would be nice. Thank you, Jesus. See, Jesus confirms. Jesus, the confirmation is in. So I don't expect to get all the money at once. I don't expect to get any of it. Either way, that cement mixer, which I'm about to show you, is in fact the one I want, the one I spoke with the sales rep for, the one they're trying to get to Cebu, which would save me a lot of money in shipping. And he does have an office in Cebu where they would take the money for the unit, but they don't have the unit. And for me to go to Manila is a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I'm really not crazy about that. Dennis Adams, welcome to the machine. Dennis Adams says, welcome, fellow scammers. See, this is talk about the sting operation. We're working you from every angle. And I will tell you that there are people that have contacted me privately that when the time comes, they would be interested in having their name on the side of the machine, which would be, but they want to donate a lot more than $100 towards the machine, and they don't want to donate the money here on YouTube. They might do it through Patreon. Either way, the money is going to come for the machine. It's going to happen. So you have to have faith. Faith is, and people that don't believe in God and have no faith, well, that's a sad way to go through life, to not believe in something at the end of the rainbow, so to speak. And talking about rainbows, I had a rainbow on my screen yesterday, and boy, did that rainbow piss into somebody's Wheaties. Oh my God. I heard, no, I didn't hear the word Fazio. I heard someone, he's a scammer. He's a thief. What else? A prophylactic that was full of semen. I heard that. And I also made mention of this on another show this morning. Why, if you have the ability and you think that you have the ability to say these things in real life, why don't you say these things in real life? When I walk into a mall and people look at me, I'm going to show you how people react to me when I walk in the mall. First of all, sometimes I have my glasses on when I'm looking, shopping in the mall. So I'll walk and I'll see somebody and they'll be looking at me from like a far away. And I'll say, good morning. And they'll say, good morning. Aren't you the guy from YouTube? And I say, yeah. You're Rabbi Jew Barker? Yes, I'm Rabbi Jew Barker. You're Michael Fazio? Yes. Because I have my shirt on that says Michael Fazio. See? Look. So there's no mistake. See? Welding, burn holes and stuff like that. So, but I never hear somebody walk up and say, you're a rapping thief and you're a scam. I never hear that stuff. Why is that? I think it's called duplicity, the duplistic nature of some YouTubers, where they might say something on their computer and then they won't say it in real life. And even probably the people that don't like me walk up and say, hello, how are you? Maybe they're testing me to see if I'm going to be obnoxious or belligerent, which I'm not. In real life, someone says hello, I say hello. If I say hello to somebody, I pretty much expect most people in the world, when you say hello to them in any language, it's pretty much expected that they will just acknowledge you back. Now, I'll give you an example of that, and I'm going to move back on to my second scam of the day. We have a lot of scams to cover today. Chinese people. Now, I don't know what the problem is between Chinese people and Americans. My probably best friend for several years. At some point in my life, my best friend for several years was a Chinese man named Pete. We'll just leave it Pete, Peter, whatever you want to call it. Before Pete and I became friends, he didn't talk to anybody on the block. And I moved directly next door to Pete. We lived this far away. Our apartments were this far away. And Peter had a couple of dogs, Doberman Pinschers. And I like dogs. There's no doubt that, I had my dog and he had his dog, and my dog and his dog, they would bark at each other all the time. And that's normal for dogs to do. But Pete and I had some words one day. And that's normal because the dogs never stop barking, but his dogs barked more than my dogs on one day, and my dog barked more than his dogs on another day. So after we had our words, we decided, now I didn't decide this. Peter said, you know what? I like you. He looked at me like this because I was on my balcony and he was in his yard. He goes, you know what? I like you. I'd be your friend. From now on, we friends. And then we became best friends. So we did have an argument in the beginning, and we did end up being best friends because he never said hello to anybody. Nobody talked to him. He didn't talk to anybody. And I would always say, good morning, Pete. And he would just turn around the other way. That's pretty I don't know. We in America we consider it to be rude, but I did learn a lot about Peter's culture. Going into Manhattan with Peter, I learned that Peter was not allowed. He was not allowed to pay for meals. Wherever he went, when we went into Chinatown, he was not allowed to pay for meals. I saw Peter as my neighbor. He's my buddy from next door. Peter, when we went to Chinatown, people would greet Peter like this. Sir Peter, which is a preface that they use in Asia, sir. They put sir before the name. And I'm going, who is this guy? Who is this guy that we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with for many years? That he brings me to Chinatown, and this is what goes on here. Well, we went through a door. Let's just call it a door. And you've heard about these places that where there are gamblers, Chinese gamblers, and we went through a door, and this is going back into the early 80s. We went through a door, and in the door they had a wand, and you had to go through a booth, a metal detector. So I'm going, what's going on here? So when we got through the metal detector, even though, we got through the metal detector, and we go upstairs, and all of a sudden there's people everywhere. How you doing, Sir Peter? Bowing down to him and shit like that. You never know who they are. These, what I learned about the Chinese culture. He was just the guy next door that worked on my barge. He was just the guy next door that was my friend. He was just the guy next door, but he didn't say hello. And over the years, he explained to me about the Chinese culture. They just keep to themselves, and they spend their life to succeed, and anything more than what needs to be done for their success is considered not necessary, and that includes idle chatter with the neighbors. So that was I learned a lot about. So in the Philippines, even though last year I might see 100 divers and I'm walking on the beach, they will not say hello to you. However, what I did discover is if you say hello to the divers, they will say hello back. And in English, the word is hello. And in Visaya, they will understand English, and they will nod their head or try to say hello back. In Visaya, if you say Mayan Buntag, they have no idea what that means. They have more understanding of English than Filipino language. However, if you learn a few of the words, like ni hao, N-E-H-O-W, ni hao means hello in Chinese. So if you say ni hao, their eyes light up, and they say ni hao, and that's it, though. That's the end of the conversation, because that's all I know. But it's a way to greet people. So when I'm in the stores and I say hello to people, I don't think anybody's ever not said hello back. And if a person, by the stand that the person takes, if they're looking at you and you look at them and they look down at the floor, that means they don't want to say hello to you. That's very rare. That's very rare. That's either someone that's shy or someone that just doesn't want to say hello to any foreigner, because most foreigners in the Philippines are alcoholics. Most foreigners, so they just don't want to be associated with other foreigners. But I've never met anybody that I've walked up to in the store or down the block or in the BIR. I keep hearing stories. I don't have my BIR paperwork, and I have to prove this. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. All I have to do is just go to the BIR every 90 days and pay my 3% on my YouTube income and my Patreon income. Who are you? So I could ask you to prove things to me, but other people have already asked you or other people to prove stuff, and you refuse to prove it. Although I've seen a video, someone sent me a video just this morning after I did my show. Someone sent me a video of someone who has been lying to the YouTube community for several years. And when I saw the video, I damn near dropped dead. Really, I was like, oh my God, he has been caught in the biggest lie of all. But not just the fact that the lie exists, but the lie has been perpetrated to the people on YouTube. Oh, if I had to guess, if it was possible to pull out every time a certain word phrase was used, I would say that lie was perpetrated on YouTube upwards, I can't even guess, but upwards of 1,000 times would be easy, probably closer to 2,000 or 3,000 times. Easily the lie has been said. Easily the lie has been confirmed. Easily the lie has been a lie, according to the information that was sent to me this morning. So I am in a different position. No one's going to be able to do that to me. If I say I have paperwork for the BIR, it's up to you to believe me or not believe me. But I don't have to prove anything to anybody on YouTube. If I say I owned a barge, I had a guy say, you never owned that. Oh, no, I kept the barge in my backyard, right? 188-ton barge. I kept it in my backyard for 11 years. And I bought it in Michigan, traversed from Traverse City to New York, 1,700 miles, ran it 30,000 miles around New York Harbor, up and down the Hudson River. Then I ran it another 1,700 miles to Florida. And then I ran it another 375 miles to Cat Island by myself. Really? And I didn't own it? Who owned it? Anyway, if I tell you I owned a barge, I owned a barge. If I tell you I owned a Cobra new from the factory, I owned a Cobra new from the factory. If I tell you I owned an Ocean Racer, an SR311, and it has the name of my business on the back of both sides of the Ocean Racer, I owned an Ocean Racer. So if you're listening to somebody that said, no, he never did that, that's a lie. And if you listen to one lie from that person or persons that say that I never owned any of those things, and you go and just watch the video that was posted. Well, I got it this morning. I'm not going to give you the name of the video either, but it has the word liar in the title, and a particular. It sure appears to be a legitimate thing. So I am not the one that's lying on YouTube. However, it's not up for me to provide paperwork. However, I did say for $10,000, I'll produce the paperwork for these things. Why should I give you my information? I'm going to be giving you my personal information. I'm not going to do that. And apparently you want it, and you can have it for a small fee of $10,000. And what I'll do with that money is I'll put that towards the cement mixer. See, the scandal never stops. It never stops. We are the Energizer scandal of YouTube. We go from one scandal to another scandal to another scandal. That's why Dennis Adams is here. He can't be away from a proper scandal. Scott Del Fuego, he knows a scandal when he sees one. And now we have an additional scandal. We have the wheelbarrow, the cement mixer, self-propelled cement mixer scandal. We have the rebar cutter scandal. We have the jet ski scandal. We have the hotel scandal, which is not a scandal. It's an actual reality. It's going to happen. And now we have the paperwork scandal. What do I have to do to make you people understand? You've never been able to prove that I lied to you about anything, and yet you have been lied to. You have been deceived. You have been totally corrupted mentally by and is not true. It's not true. And there's video proof of that now all over YouTube. That video that I saw is it's not really gone viral, but it's gone to apparently it's gone to several people in key positions, key places that we reviewed it and we laughed. Oh my God, look at this proof, actual physical proof that the lie has been perpetrated to the people of YouTube. There's a person out there that has lied to you 1,000 times and probably closer to 2,000 times. And hopefully, and I don't want somebody posting that video on my page, but because I don't like the guy who made the video. The guy who made the video, he's a liar too. But the liar that he is, he lied about something else. He lied to me personally. He lied to me saying he was going to bring me a salami, a 5-pound salami, and a 5-pound block of provolone, and another thing with ball bearings in it. Okay? He lied to me about that. I guess I should, inundate a little bit more information about that guy. But that guy lied to me. He said, "You go get me an interview with one of the world's most famous people. You go get me an interview with one of my childhood heroes. When I come to the Philippines, I'm going to bring you a 5-pound block of salami and a 5-pound block of provolone that he said he was going to pay for." I said, "I'll pay for it. Just bring it." Okay. I need salami. I need cheese. It's what I do. So I went to that famous man's house and I talked to him and I shared some information about the person that was supposed to come to my house. And he was not real sure about meeting the guy because he wants to confirm a lot of information beforehand. And I had to go back again. And then on the third time I went back during a torrential downpour. So I had to walk through. I was going to take a shortcut through the mangroves, but the mangroves are not a good place to be. When it's raining and the sand is muddy, it's like quicksand. You sink down damn near to your knee. It's hard to get out of it. If it's a dangerous place, the mangroves. They have these little roots. They stick up out of the ground about that long, and they're going to become mangrove trees, but they're hard. You can't break them with your hand. You're not going to take it and snap it off. I guess maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger could do that, but I can't. And then once you start sinking down, you realize that you have another 100 yards to go, and you're not going to get there. So I had to back out of the mangroves, and then go back, follow my steps back about 75, 80 yards, and then I had to take the path, and on the path there was this much water. So I went through a great deal of trouble to get this interview set in stone, so to speak. No pun intended. And when I said I got it all done, I said, "When are you coming?" And the communication between that man and myself stopped. But that guy made me work a long time to get this interview. It made me do a lot of things to get the interview. Made me give my word that the guy was an upstanding, person, that it would be okay to meet his childhood hero. And what did he do? He didn't answer me. He basically smacked me in the face when I said, "When are you coming?" No answer. Look, did you get my mail? When are you coming? No answer. Send the message on his YouTube page. Did you get my mail? No answer. Why? There was no reason for him to not answer me. We had been in communication for several months. Well, something's wrong with the guy in the head. And that's 100% true. Because now, even though he is like an observer into great detail of he's another guy that picks videos apart. He watches every word, every little thing on every video. Must have like a 70-inch screen where it shows up good. It's another guy that is a deceiver, a liar. He's a liar. Basically, he lied to me. Go make arrangements. So what now? The punishment for lying to Michael Fazio, for him, I guess I could mention something that sounds like his name, Pisspot, Pisspot, Pisspot TV. Did you ever hear of Pisspot TV? You ever hear of him? Well, I suggest you don't subscribe to his channel because he deceived me and lied to me. That's a lie that I probably, will live with for the rest of my life, that I trusted somebody and he lied to me. I mean, I can't say that about many people. Many people that come into my life that I trust have not lied to me, but Piss Pot TV, he lied to me. And he so but he's mean. He's also a mean and malicious person, which is why I suggest that you don't go to his channel. I suggest you do not subscribe to his channel, because all his channel is about hate loads. We'll call them hate loads. It's a hate load. Every video on his page is pure, unadulterated hate. So if you think you're subscribed to Piss Pot TV, I suggest you unsubscribe from Piss Pot TV. If you don't know who he is and you want to see some of the rawest, nastiest, meanest, malicious video uploads, or what I call hate loads, if you want to see that, then you that's where you go. That's why I didn't know that his video existed until someone sent it to me this morning. And in this one particular video, there's a piece of truth. However, he surrounds it with hate and maliciousness and nasty. Basically, he's just an evil person. So I think after watching the video that was sent to me this morning, I think I'm going to have to unsubscribe. But I still get notifications, but I don't know that I'm going to continue. Not after watching the video that he posted. Well, I got it this morning, and I guess he posted it before this morning. So you guys have to be the judge of whether or not you want to watch Piss Pot TV's channel. If you want to, but, it seems to be, for all the hate, for all the malicious shit that Piss Pot TV, and I'm going to tell you something else at the end of this little dissertation, for all the hate, for all the hate loads, for all the malicious, mean, anti-social shit that Piss Pot TV has posted on YouTube, there's this one piece of information that's irrefutable. But it does not negate the hate loads, the nasty, malicious character of Piss Pot TV. And now, because of that, I'm going to tell Piss Pot TV that originally it was a 5-pound block of salami and a 5-pound block of cheese and the thing with the ball bearings in it. Originally, that went about 35 days ago. I escalated that to 3 5-pound salamis. That's 3 5-pound salamis and 3 5-pound blocks of provolone imported. And the thing with the ball bearings that goes like this. But it's been a month, right? So 30 days. So I was going to escalate it every 60 days. I was going to put what we call in America, I was going to put interest on his debt to Michael Fazio for my time. Plus, there's $300 in time, $600, but I reduced it in half because I'm a nice guy. So he owed me 3 salamis and 3 provolones. That's 6, $300, and the thing with the ball bearings that goes like this and like that. So a month has gone by. The new rate, based on a per diem basis, the interest has accrued to 4 salamis, 4 cheeses, and $400. We're going to just go 333, 444, and next month it'll be 555, plus the thing with the ball bearings that goes like this. That guy is going to, by the end of next year, he'll owe me 17 salamis, 17 cheeses, $1,700, and the thing with the ball bearings that goes like this. He's gonna, and if he doesn't give that to me, that's his prerogative, but he won't meet one of his childhood world's heroes. Everybody has a hero when they're a child. He screwed the pooch here, this guy, Piss Pot TV. He's one evil bastard. He is one evil bastard. I gave him permission to use my videos to abuse me. And then he took that permission and abused somebody else. That's criminal. Dennis says, hello, fellow scammers and friends. Dennis, welcome to the machine. Scott says, $100 US to have your, oh, we are talking possible confirmation of a good scam, though. Scott says, $100 to have your chosen name pinstriped onto the actual working cement mixer and crane. It's a cement mixer with a crane. In the Philippines is a deal you people never get a chance like this again. Eventually, what's going to happen is the whole machine will have the people's names pinstriped all over it. There'll be no more room. Then somebody, I say somebody, I'm going to have to go out and get a placard to put on the back of the machine, like a billboard, and then somebody will have to pinstripe names on the billboard. This is my expectations. I think big, and if I only get 3 or 4 people to donate somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000, I'm going to be okay with that. And if I don't get anybody to donate any more money towards the scandal of the year, because this is this year's scandal, I'll just buy it myself, and that'll be the end of it, if it's available. So far, everything led up to the point where, yes, we're going to get one of these for you in Cebu. And when I confirmed that, bring it to Cebu, bring one to your showroom, then I get a mail back saying, well, right now we can't get anything into the Philippines. But when we do, we'll put one in Cebu, which will save you the shipping from Manila to Cebu, and then you'll be able to ship it just from Cebu to here. And I will have to get a broker for that. But anyway, so Scott knows it. Scott knows a good scandal when he sees one. Let's read that again. We'll put a Hintergedanke in your mind. Hintergedanke means a thought in the back of your head in German. A Hintergedanke, Hintergedanke, Hintergedanke. Hintergedanke, $100 US to have your chosen name printed onto an actual working cement mixer and crane in the Philippines is a deal. You people will never get a chance like this again. That's true. Thank you, Scott. Scott says, take advantage of the opportunity Michael offers. Plus, this machine is so unique, I might be the only person in the Philippines with a machine like this. It's going to make great uploads for the hotel build. It's going to make great uploads for the company. It's going to be great every which way. It's going to be a great thing. I'm going to have a great cement mixer. I'm going to have a great new following from the cement mixer company, recommended me on their different pages. It's going to be great. It's going to be grand. I say grand. Marvelous Mark, the king of the dark. I like Marvelous Mark, by the way. Marvelous Mark, the king of the dark, says that Maroon, who has been busting on you, needs a couple of Howard Beach persuasions. Say the word, boss, and the wheels will turn. Nah, you can't be doing that, Marvelous Mark. It's just it goes against ethics. Ethics. Gotta maintain a set of moral turpitude and ethics. You got to maintain. What you have to be, Marvelous Mark, is you have to understand something. I know that the Maroon, as you spoke about, I know he's trying to trigger me and trigger people like you. I know that. He did trigger one guy into a box, basically. That other fella has really ruined it for himself, but he's not going to trigger me. So what I will suggest is, please don't allure to those type of comments. I always like your comments, and I like the concept, but not the actual reality of your concept. It makes good movie script, but not here on my channel, please. Thank you. Scott, no proof from trolls. So Scott has, and I have a rapport between each other that Scott is looking to move the conversation over towards the trolls. And what is reality is that the trolls that accuse me of lying, deceptive scams, I run an honest scam, okay? I'm running a legitimate scam. I never, ever, never did I ever tell anybody that I was scamming them and that I was going to use the money for something else. The money for the computer is in the bank. In fact, there's a lot more money for the computer in the bank than I need for the computer. But the next thing, Scott wants to move over to the proof from the trolls. So let me just tell you a little story. Well, I'm not condoning the psychotic, the nature of some bloggers. I'm not going to condone that. But in the beginning, there's a guy named Fat Slob Blogs, and he was on everybody's shit. My shit, everybody's shit. Didn't matter whose shit he was on. So he comes off as a nutcase. But if you watch enough of his videos, you'll see that the hate speech, the hate loads that he posts, basically it's to get his channel up and running. That he does 99% of those hate loads with no other intention other than to get more subscribers. This is Fat Slob Vlogs MO, method of operation, or motive operandi. So, but there is one person who he truly hates. There is one lifestyle that he despises. I will say that. So we won't talk about that lifestyle, that person, because he does enough talking about that lifestyle and that person. But what I will say is I was loading videos about Barge Dragon, my Barge Dragon videos, my shorter ones from a drive I found. I have a drive holds 2 terabytes. I mean, it takes you days to go through these drives to find something you want to load. And a recommendation came up on the page to watch Big Kevin's show. Now, I stopped watching Big Kevin's show, I don't know, I guess it was a year ago, could have been more, because Big Kevin allows people to say stuff on his show and then makes believe he doesn't see the comments. So I haven't been on his show. It's been a long time. I don't know. It's more than 6 months. Haven't watched a second of it. So I said, let me see what he's up to. Because in the title, it said Fat Slob Vlogs. So I said, okay, this is something I'll listen to. So I was working on loading videos and doing something else with tagging and titling the videos that I have loaded. And Fat Slob Vlog comes on to Big Kevin's show, and he's talking about what you've heard about 100 times, that I lived in a slum, that I had all my neighbors hated me, and that my house was a shit house, a shithole house. I was poor. It's not in a pretty place. It's a shithole. It's a shithole. It's a shithole. He said every possible derogatory comment. But on Big Kevin's channel, he went there and he goes, I got to say that Fazio's house is really a nice house in a nice neighborhood. Now, he just smacked someone who he calls his hero. He just smacked that guy with a pair of welding gloves. He smacked him in the face. Then he added onto this, it's not, I'm trying to think of the exact word. I'm going to paraphrase it. Even though Fazio lost his house, a lot of people lost their house during the Obama crisis. So he confirms that I had a beautiful house on the water. He confirms it's in a beautiful neighborhood. That's I've always been saying. Then he confirms that in the housing crisis, millions of people lost their house. So all that shit that he said about me, that just went out the window. And in addition to that, Fat Slob says, I'm going to go to the Philippines and I'm going to give Fazio $50 to make a video with me. That's what he said. It's on Big Kevin's live stream. I'm not lying to you. Now, what I am lying to you about is something else I may have said as a joke, but those three things he said. He said he's coming to the Philippines and he's going to give me $50 to make a video with him. He's also going to go see some other people. He wants to live. He wants to visit some of the different islands and then live there. And if possible, rent a room from some of the bloggers. But that guy ripped into this 1% party, this his hero. He just ripped them apart in that video. So I'm not so concerned about Fat Slob Vlogs, what he says, because now another person sent me a message about Fat Slob Vlogs that he actually likes me. Now, he's the guy who sent me the message is my friend, so we're gonna let Fat Slob Vlog. We might let him slide. We'll probably, but I would imagine that what you're going to do is you're going to go watch his video, and he's going to say, Fazio's house was taken away from him because he had code violations or fines. No, it was not. That's a lie. Fazio's neighbors hated him. Well, the man who lived next door to me for 7 years died about 6 months before I moved out. His name was Bill. That guy, he grew up in the Florida Keys, and there wasn't a single person, nobody in the Florida Keys, nobody talked to him. They tolerated him being in their same presence circle. The people to the left, oh my God, those people were running things out of the house that they should not be. I don't think, I know that woman. I know her for 13 years. No way she's going to talk shit about me, the other neighbor. It's just not going to happen. She just wasn't that type of person. In fact, if you did get to talk to her, she would just walk away from you without saying a word. She was street legal, that woman. And the guy across the street, I don't think he would say something. But if he did, where is the proof that my neighbors hated me? Where is the proof? I could bring it to 6 neighbors' houses. They all loved me. If there was a reason the neighbors didn't like me, I'll give you the reason. And I'm being serious now. One of the first things I learned when I bought my crane barge is everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody. Why? Because you own a crane barge and they don't. Why do they want to be your friend? Because you can put 60-foot pilings in back of their house and they can't. They could get 1,000 workers together, which they can't, and try to put a 60-foot pole 22 feet into the ground, and they can't. But I have a crane barge that can do that. So everybody wants to be your friend. And they want to talk nice to you, and they want to bring you lunch, and they want you to come over to their house for dinner when you're giving them a price. And it's just to smooth you up, which is normal. However, whenever you own any heavy equipment, everybody wants to be your friend in case they need that tree root removed from their backyard. And in the back of their head, people that didn't talk to you, all of a sudden, when you go down the block, they're all talking to you. Hey, Mike, how you doing? That's a nice barge you got there. Meanwhile, they have plans in the work to build a deck and dock system behind their house, which are going to take about 18 months. And they're setting you up, schmoozing you for a price 18 months from now. Then 18 months come and they get a price. And they don't get a price from me that they like, but they want my job. They want my work. They want my men. They want my quality of work. But they don't get the price they want. They want to take Tommy Pyle's quality work and his price, but they want my quality work at Tommy Powell's price. Well, my price is 30 or 40% more than Tommy Powell's. More work, better lumber, more craftsmanship, just better all around. Not that Tommy Powell's doesn't build a solid deck. He does, but he doesn't do custom decks like Zola does. Zola Craft was the name of my company. So people schmoozing me up. When I bought the backhoe, I remember the day I got home with the backhoe. I took it off the truck, put it in front of the house. Everybody came by. Oh, really nice backhoe. Oh, by the way, when you get a chance, I want to talk to you about a job that I have down the block. Maybe you'll give me a price. These are people that lived on the block for 2 years. I didn't even know who they were, where they lived. They drove down the block past my house. I didn't know who they were. Now, all of a sudden, the backhoe's in front of the house. Now they're my friends. And how do you make friends? You give them prices that cost you less money than it costs you to run the machine. You do stuff for people for free with your machine. You lose money repairing and overhead costs for the machine. You're going to make a friend like that. How do you make enemies? Give them a real price. Tell them, if you want my services, you got to pay what the going rate is. At that time, it was $100 an hour and a 3-hour minimum. So that's $300. Now, if I'm just going down the block for 4 or 5 minutes, I'll just go with $100 an hour from the time I leave my house and a 2-hour minimum. But it's only going to take me 4 minutes to run down the block, maybe 12 minutes to set the machine, maybe 4 minutes to pop the tree and the trunk out, the stump out. Maybe 15 minutes to pop the tree. And I'm talking about an 8-inch tree now, an 8-inch coconut tree. It's going to take me maybe 8 minutes to remove it, and then 4 minutes back. So let's say I have 40 minutes into it. And I already told them it's a $200 minimum. Well, they're thinking they're going to get 2 hours of work, but I only work for 45 minutes, and I give them the bill, $200. What, $200? You only work for 40 minutes. I said it's a 2-hour minimum. Well, I thought you were going to work for 2 hours. What didn't you understand? They knew. These are big people. These are big boys. Pull up your diapers and move on. Give me the $200 that you owe me. Thank you very much. You signed a contract. So there you go. That's how you make enemies. So if my neighbors didn't like me, it's because I wouldn't work for them for free. That's the truth. Now, there are people that said to me, Mike, that those big rocks that you got from Pirates Cove, you got like extra rocks. Can you give me a couple of those? What are you, nuts? Are you crazy? You pay $100 a ton for coral rock or coral boulder or coral gravel, but those rocks cost more because they're 1-2 ton rocks. They want them for free. So how did I get them to my house for free? I went to Pirates Cove. That's a 14-minute run from my house. I then came back with my bicycle, put my bicycle in my dump truck, drove my dump truck to Pirates Cove, took the bicycle out of the dump truck, and I picked the rocks up and put them in my dump truck. Brought the dump truck and the bicycle back to the house, dumped the rocks on my property, and either made another trip or parked my truck, took the bicycle back to the backhoe, and leveled out the ground where I had worked. What, that's all free? No. It's by the hour. Dump truck, $75 per hour. Machine time, $100 per hour. If you think that you're going to operate a machine for $50 an hour, you're nuts. You're off the chain wrong. Caterpillar estimates with insurances, which I had, $1 million insurance, with insurances, no registration for the machine, not necessary. It's a piece of farm equipment, basically. But with insurances and storage for the machine, actual labor, oil, belts, and hoses, $45 an hour. Add another $20 an hour to your time for overhead. So for every hour you work with a 428B, a 428B is in Bravo, backhoe, $45 is going to go into fuel, oil filters, hydraulic filters, rubber for the tires, maintenance on door locks and seats, lubricants, stuff like that. Plus, you have to store it somewhere. So add another, if on a basically a 30-hour work week, add another $20 an hour, $600 a week for the maintenance of the equipment. So $65 an hour is a break-even point. Well, they want you to work for $50 an hour because you're down the block. So that means every time you work for an hour, you lose $15. Well, why would I do that? So I would just tell them it's a flat $100. So for those people that didn't want to pay me $100 an hour, go get Tim, who was a really good friend of mine. Ask him for a price to remove your trade. His price is $450 minimum to remove that trade. Ask the other guy, $450. So they would eventually have to come back to me and eat a little egg. Put a little egg on their face and let them lick it off. But I'm not working for free. So if my neighbors were to say something in the negative, which I doubt they would, it would be far-fetched for me to believe that. So what we want from FSV is we want proof. I want you to put the proof up. And I want you to put the neighbor's face in the video so that I will know if they were actually a neighbor or someone you paid $50 to say this crap. Because I don't know of a neighbor on my block that I didn't get along with that was a reasonable when it came to business. My best friends on my block would ask me to do a job, and I'd say, yeah, $100 an hour. You're going to charge me $100? Yes, I'm going to charge you $100 an hour. If you want me to do the job, just let me know when you want to start. If not, call Tim, call Carlos. If you can get Carlos to show up for a job, call somebody else. And then they'll come back. They come back to me, but they were pissed off because I'm their friend. I'm their friend. They talk to me. They stop by my house to say hello. They only stop by my house to say hello because they want the machine. So if Fat Slob Blogs has video proof of my neighbors, I will know if they are my neighbors. I would say I went back last year and spoke with 4 of my neighbors, and they all greeted me with hugs. And I have that on video. So I don't believe a word that Fat Slob Blog says about me, but I do believe that Fat Slob Blog has a mission in life, and that is to abuse, and I mean singularly abuse, one person. And he does it relentlessly every day. Did you see what he did last week? That was embarrassing. And you gotta understand something. When you're listening to that embarrassment that happened on, I forgot, it happened on a live stream. When you listen to that, and I don't remember the name of the live stream. I think it was his live stream. When you listen to the embarrassment, and then, as someone pointed out to me yesterday, listen to the way Fat Slob Vlog screams out the person he wants to criticize his name. Listen to the way he does that. Listen to how fluid the words come out of his mouth. There is pure and utter undisputable, despicable hatred for the person that he is egging on to do some despicable act on camera. And the way the words flow out, listen to the words themselves. Listen to the words themselves. Who could talk like that? what type of person? What's his background? Is he crazy? I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. Is he doing it for views? Definitely. Is he a little different than other people? Certainly. We all are. But listen to the fluidity of the words that come out of his mouth and what's said. And listen to the hatred that he has whilst he's laughing and ridiculing, embarrassing the party he embarrasses. Listen to the words that comes out of Fazio, and then think to yourself, could you talk like that with such fluidity? Without, most people could not. So apparently there is some sort of a background that allows him to do that, to speak with the fluidity of the words on that topic matter, and at the same time improvise as the show goes on. I don't know how he does that. I couldn't do it. I would not be able to. I would be speechless. I would be speechless of the embarrassment that was being perpetrated on his show. But not him. He had every word, phrase, everything was set up to abuse one person. But where did the words come from? They came from experience. That's all I'm going to say about that. Fazio Blog has probably an interesting background. Could even be psychology major. I don't know, but where he got those words from, and the rapidity and the fluidity that he used those words, I don't know. I've never seen that before. And it was pointed out to me by someone who's a lot smarter than me, and I missed it. I missed it altogether. But thinking back, it's true. I have been schooled about something that I knew nothing about, where those words came from, but I won't say where they came from. But that guy, Fazio Blogs, either he's a master of psychology, or he's a nutcase, which doesn't make him a bad person, or he absolutely, from the bowels of his heart, despises someone so much to ridicule them and embarrass them in such a way that he does it with great love and care on his behalf, to abuse somebody, all the while making the person he's abusing think, oh, he's my friend. Yeah. And there was another comment on that video. No, I won't say the comment. Anyway, let's go back to the comments. Thank you for listening. That was my little dissertation. Marvelous Mark, the King of the Dark. I don't know who you are, but thank you for the comment. I've always enjoyed your comments, but please don't leave any more comments like that. That comment can stay, but I would appreciate it if people don't leave comments like that on my channel. No proof from the trolls. Scott did change the topic matter. We went off on Fazio Blog for about 12 or 13 minutes, and I had fun. I hope you did too. I don't believe Fazio Blog has as much hatred as I did before I watched his interview or his participation on Big Kevin's show. Doesn't negate the fact that Big Kevin allows people to say shit on his show that they shouldn't say. Doesn't negate that. There's not going to be any more love for Big Kevin. Once I made the it would be I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it at any odds that I'm going to allow Big Kevin back into my show or to comment on my show again. I don't care that my friends go there. I don't care that one bit at all. But Big Kevin, I told you once, I told you twice, I told you 3 times. That's it. You're done. You won't change. Just like the troll that you allow on your page won't change. It'll happen again, and it'll happen again, and it'll happen again because of your inability to track, or your so-called inability to track comments. That's bullshit. Let's just if I had a bullshit button, that would be, that's bullshit. You read the comment before. You read the comment after. You mumbled the comment in between. That was about Daisy May. You did it not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. I warned you, if it happened again, I was blocking you. So all that bullshit, all that bullshit that you didn't see the comment from the hemorrhoid, and people like I won't say Rain Man said anything, but he's the kind of person that did. I don't say it on that video that I blocked you for, but Rain Man is a troll. Everybody knows this. Rain Man, I think Cebu Boss Man or Cebu Boss is also a troll, but you are responsible for the comments on your page. You saw it happen. You knew it happened. I told you not to let it happen, and you did it again. So I don't block anybody. You don't block anybody because you feel the need to have these people kiss your buttocks to come on your show. I have no such needs. My friends are my friends. And I don't need more trolls. I don't need people coming on my show and mucking up my conversation. Scott changed the topic, and now Dennis says, whoa, how she sounds like. She. Very fine, thank you. When they say ni hao, you can answer. That's right. And I only, oh, wait a second. Wow, how she sounds like. She. She is the response to ni hao. Okay, that's easy enough. I learned something. I probably have heard that before. I became quite close to a Chinese man here, contractor, and he allowed me to go on a site with 22 men, start to finish, from the time he started the job to the time he ended the job, to talk to his men briefly, to walk up around the parapets and the building before there were walls up or anything like that, to walk anywhere on the job site, anywhere I pleased, to video anything I wanted. Why? Because he had this little translator phone, and he asked me a question, and I told him, yeah, I've been a contractor for 38 years in America. And then I gave him my YouTube channel, and I told him to Google this. Michael Fazio's real name. That's what I told him. Michael Fazios, with an S, real name. I told him to Google that. And then you schmucks on YouTube can Google that too. Excuse me, Michael Fazio's real job. Michael Fazio's real job. Go ahead and Google it. I dare you. So anyway, we Googled that on his phone, and he saw videos of me building marinas, decks and dock systems, jacuzzi platforms, marine construction, cranes, barges, tugboats. He saw all those videos. When you Google that, that's what pops up. And then I sent him, after he gave me his email, my private videos of me doing marine construction that I don't have on YouTube. But I have them as set as unlisted. And then when he saw those, the next time I went back to his job site, I said, ni hao. And I guess he said, she. I don't remember. And I said, sir, videotape. And he went like this, 2 thumbs up. And from that day on, all I needed to do, or all I felt I needed to do, on the biggest Chinese construction job in the area, with a guy that don't talk to anybody, doesn't talk to his men, doesn't talk to no one on the job. If he talks, people stop like this. They look at him. They listen. Chinese people are different than Americans. When he went over to an area where the men were working, the men did not stop working. The men did not look at him. The men did not acknowledge him. The men did their jobs. However, when he spoke, they immediately stood up at semi-attention, at ease, and they listened. And he said things one time, and then he nodded his head, and they went back to work. This guy had total control over professional men. That's what professionals do. So from that day on, I just notified him that I was on the job site, period. Give me a nod. I'd say ni hao. I guess he'd say she. And I go make my videos. So if you are actually a contractor and you could actually prove it, and you could actually prove that you're a person that's okay to be walking around on a job site with rebar and nails and woods and under scaffolding and under planks and stuff like that, then the chances of you being allowed on the job are large. But those, like I said, those videos are for my private friends only, to let them know how well the contractors and I get along in this area. And they don't want their, well, the Chinese man, I sent him a link to the videos, and no one else except his men and my friends. So they might have 8 or 10 views. But if you can somehow prove to somebody that you are what you say you are, which I can and always do, you get along much better with people than just blah, blah, blah. I did this, I did that, I did. Where is the proof? Going back to Scott's statement, where is the proof that I'm a liar? Where is the proof that I don't have the money in the bank? What did I spend the money on? A washer and dryer? I don't think so. Even though I did install a new washing machine, 2 new washing machines, because they're small, and a solar heated dryer. I installed one of those on my property 3 days ago. But that's not enough to take away anything from my my computer fund. In fact, I think that Sunday is a good day to run a proper scandal, because Sunday starts with an S, and so does scandal. Scandals, as some people called me, scumbag. Just try to imagine. I want you people to let your imaginations run wild. You're walking down the block. We're talking about real men. We're not talking about men that think they're men, or men that want to be men, or men that watch other men and think they could be real men one day, but their time has come and gone. Imagine being a real man and walking down the block, and somebody, as they're walking up to you, saying, "Look, there's that fucking scumbag." Oh, imagine that. Just imagine that, and see how you would like it. And what I will tell you is, it doesn't happen in real life like that. A real man wouldn't say it because he could think it and he doesn't care. But a lesser of a man might say something like that because he needs to feel acknowledged. He needs that what they call supply. He needs the accolades. I'm a real man. No, you're only a real man if you prove you're a real man. That's all. If you don't have videos, pictures, documentation of jobs, union jobs, or otherwise companies that you've owned, then it's all blah, blah, blah. And that's okay. It's YouTube, baby. Scott Del Fuego, Michael Fazio does not lie. You people need to understand who the trolls and untrustworthy are on here. Pay the $10,000 and see the truth. Buy me that cement mixer. I'll put that $10,000 right into the cement mixer fund. And I'm going to tell you what, even though you dared me in a lie, being that you are donating $10,000, let me see. Let me find a nice place on the cement mixer to put your name. I have grab bucket self-mixing. I have to find the perfect place for that $10,000 wager that's going to be given to me. And I'm serious about this. You people want to call me a liar, okay, but now I want money for that. So I want you to wager me the $10,000. Wrong video. This is what the mixer looks like from the top. It's got a two-yard bucket with 4 paddles in the bucket, and it's all hydraulically operated. So let's go over here. What happened to that other video? Come on. Oh. What happened to that other video? I'm gonna have to find the other video. You know what? I'll search. In that video, I have comments. Here's the machine. Look at this machine. This is beautiful. This machine. It's got a crane on it. It's a boom crane. It's got a crane or a backhoe arm that can lift 2 tons. That machine is actually 11 feet long, 5 foot 4 inches wide, weighs 9,700 pounds, has a 50 horsepower diesel engine in it. It has a 6.2 cubic foot bucket. It's self-propelled, has 6 wheels, 10 ply wheels, and it can travel at 20 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour. It has a capacity for 100 liters of water. Then the water is pumped into this hopper. We'll call it a hopper. The water is pumped into this hopper on an auto flow valve. You can turn it on, and it's pressurized, the water, so that you can clean the machine afterwards. So this crane can pick up 2 tons. I've seen a video where it picks up, it looks like a 2-yard bag of sand. Nothing is really heavier than sand. Concrete's a little heavier than sand, but not much. But it picks up a 2-yard bag of cement, sand and gravel. So I'll play this machine because this is what I want for Christmas. Maybe I'll get somebody that will just come right on site. That's not it. Let's see if we can get this is maybe this one. Grab bucket, mixing concrete. Let's see. We'll play this with no sound. There's a couple of. Let me give you the name of the video, so you could go see if this is a legitimate scam or not. Graham is in the house. Welcome to the machine, Graham. Let me give you the name of the machine 3 times, and then I'm going to go back to the machine in action. Where is it? Oh, grab bucket self-loading concrete mixer. Let's see if there's any new videos from yesterday. No, nothing new. Now this guy, on the other hand, this guy was running. Well, I'm not going to say which one of these guys. There's another kind of mixer that I looked into. You want to see how some of the scams on the internet work? Okay. Try to get you that video. This one, concrete bucket truck mixer. Put it on the end of a track hoe, and hydraulically it has a paddle system in here that mixes the concrete. I sent him a letter. Oh God, this guy wants me to send him $11,000 for this machine, including shipping, but you can't ship it into the Philippines. I'm not going to put his name up on the screen, but there are a lot of scams. So he goes, well, it's not my responsibility. I am not a scammer. If I take your $11,000, I will send you the unit, and it'll be stuck in Manila, and I'll be back charged $30 a day for ground time on a tarmac in Manila, maybe for another year. So there are some scams, but the one I want, this one here, let's get this going. Let's see if we can, I'll show you how this works, and then I'm going to go back to the comments. It's only going to be a few seconds here. I just want to kill the sound, and I want to expand the page, and I want to show you how this works. So this bag that you see right now, that looks like 2 yards of material, or at least 1.5 yards, but I think it's 2 yards. I think they're showing you the demo with a 2-yard bag. It's dumping now concrete mix. 1, 2, 3, 5 mix into the hopper. They cut a hole in the bottom of the bag, and it's being hung on a sling on the top here. So this actually, so if you had like these bags, I get the bag free here. Actually, I get the bags for free. In fact, no one else gets those bags for free. Everybody usually pays 50 pesos for them. But me, he wants my business for the hotel. So when I go in there and ask him for the bags or some packing crates or something like that, because I want some dunnage, that's a word that most people wouldn't understand. And when I ask him for those bags, he goes, Mike, go take what you want. So I only take what I need, not what I want. What I want is to take more than what I need, but they're big. They're very big and cumbersome. You got to open them up. You got to pack them. Anyway, let's go back to the comments. So that's the machine that you people are going to be buying me, or I'm going to be buying me, and you're going to have your name on it. Or if for the $10,000, oh, I forgot to show you where I'm going to put the name. For $10,000, I'll put your name in 3-inch block letters right across the back of the machine for the wager that you're going to lose to prove me wrong. Unless, I told you, the caveat is, you ask me a question and I am protecting someone else's personal information or something that someone said to me in confidence, I'm not going to give you that piece of information. But if you want to wager me $10,000 about the ownership of the barge, the ownership of the Cobra, the ownership of the Ocean Racer, if the money for the computer is in the bank, whether or not I owned a backhoe or whether or not I owned a drill rig or any of that stuff, I will provide proof of such. So going back to Scott, Michael Fazio does not lie. You need to understand who the trolls are. The trolls. And a troll doesn't necessarily mean just some insignificant name. Could be a troll with a channel. Troll covers a lot of territory. But in real life, trolls are trolls. You need to see the truth. Listen to Michael Fazio. Oh my God, we have super chat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me get through the comments. I gotta bang the pot. Mark, King of the Dark. I have Mark, Marvelous Mark, the King of the Dark. I have the bell. I have the pot right here, baby. I have the pot right here. And for you today, I'm going to bang the pot with Digger.